Hi guys, Dimensional Sight back for my second video. And for this video, as I talked about in my first video, I am using a photograph that I scanned using my own scanner. And this photograph was taken in 2007. And I did not take the photo, but I do know the person that did, and it's a family member, so they have no reason to, tamper with this. This was just found in a stack in my closet, in fact, of old photos that I just had laying around, and I was just looking through them. Happened to see this one and decided to take a look at it after seeing some of Roger in Kansas City's work, and was looking for some stuff, and I did find some things on here. I looked at it quite a bit, this one. It's somewhere in Canada. I don't know the exact location, but it's obviously, I think, in the Rockies, somewhere up there, and in some very rough terrain area, some sort of a national park type of area. But I'll show you the things that I did find, and they're kind of disturbing almost once you finally see them. Um, so the first thing you notice when you are zoomed out, the only thing that I ever really noticed when I was zoomed out was just that this kind of looked like a giant Titan head right here, the nose right here, the forehead. But other than that, not a whole lot. This might be at the start of another Titan head right here. Um, but when you zoom in on this one, is when you start to see some weird things. So when you're adjusting the brightness, adjusting the contrast. Now this one is going to be a good example of shadow and light on the rocks, creating these different effects that you see. And you might have already seen some of what we're going to be looking at in this video. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this shadow guy right here, and then we'll talk about this other very strange thing up here. Um, let's talk about this shadow guy that's like standing right here in the middle. He looks to me like he is standing on the mountainside. He's enormous in size. Obviously, like, this is a person in the foreground right here, a real human. This is how many hundreds of feet tall, I don't even know. And he's being created supposedly by this rock right here, I guess, right? I guess maybe no, he's not a shadow, he's this giant rock, I guess, sticking out with shadows in here. But to me, he just looks like this large, dark figure that's standing here, and he's got like this pointy helmet on, like a pointy hat, and he's like hunched over kind of with like robes on. Now I'm starting to see weird things too on this image after I'm zoomed in. I'm starting to see some really weird stuff, but that's part of the other image that you'll see up here, and that is this face sticking out of the rock right here. It's actually three faces. And that's one of the things I found with this dimensional sight stuff, is that you're going to see multi-dimensional images. This one's a 3-in-1 so far as I can see, and it's very disturbing when you actually see it, the third face. So I want you guys to be ready for this one. So the first face that you can see here, let's try to get this in the best light. So the first face that you can see here is, I'm going to call it the Prince Charles face, because it kind of has like a droopy-eyed look So it's this whole face right here, okay? And he's sticking out of the rock. Now, where are his eyes? His eyes are, here's his droopy eye here, and then there's the start of his other droopy eye and hit the bag under his eye right there. There's his nose with his nostril. There's his chin right there, and his mouth's right there. Okay, that's the first face that you'll see in the image. The second face that you'll see in the image is this guy. He's happy. He's got almost a smile on his face. He's laid back at an angle, so he's looking up in this direction, and he has an eye here, a nose here. There's his other eye, and there's his forehead. So see, he's a face within a face, because basically his chin is the start of the bigger guy's nose. Alright, and then the third image, the third face, is staring at you, and it has like a demonic look to it, and it's right here. It's below the happy face, and it's got this nose right here, and there's the nostril, and there's the eye, and there's the eye, and it's looking at you with this evil smile on its face. So that is what you can see in the mountainside right there. At this particular snapshot in time, on that day, a random person was there visiting a national park, took this picture, and this is what we can see. I was starting to get some really creepy stuff when I was zoomed in right here on this image just now. But again, when it starts to get pixelated, you can get lost in it. I looked at this picture for quite a while at different spots, and I didn't find a whole lot of other anomalies. There are some that we can talk about. So the first thing you notice is typically when you're looking at these things too, you look for color differences, and I noticed this brown. Like, I guess you would think it's a dead tree, because you just look and you see trees along here, and there's a brown one. Okay, well let's zoom on it and take a closer look at it. So there it is right there, and let's see what we can look at here. Turn the contrast all the way up on that one. It's hard to tell, but you could almost argue there's a guy standing there. You can almost see like his eye, his little face right there, looking at you. But hard to say on that one. Other than that, if you go over here to this hillside, there's kind of a face right here. There's an eye, nose, mouth, chin, hair or something up here. But it's just, not a whole lot there. There's a brown tree here that you see, so you can say, okay, dead tree. We'll zoom in, see if we see anything. Not a whole lot. Couldn't make out a whole lot on that one. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that this is from a personal photo. This is not a joke, you guys. You can find this kind of stuff on any of your own personal photos that you can go find and prove it for yourself that I'm not lying about what we're seeing here. So anyways, I'll cut this one short, and see you guys on the next video. Thanks, bye.